Doing the Grego, 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 doing the Grego.
Sponsors.
Airstream of DFW and Twin Peaks.
And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Danny.
Girl. Speaking of Cruz, by now everyone is fully aware of the wacky vacation situation involving Senator Ted Cruz, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, as he was outed yesterday, getting ready to board a plane with his family for Cancun. And there were people there, fellow vacationers, that took photos of him and put him on Twitter. And he looks like such a dad with his big belly and his mask and his weird shoes. And I guess the people had a problem with this, the optics of it, with him being a senator from Texas, and he is abandoning his constituents to go vacation in Cancun. Well, he's back on American soil as of about 4 p.m. this afternoon.
It's a quick vacation.
Claiming that, hey, I just, my daughters, we had no power, and the daughters wanted to take a vacation, so
for 12 hours,
some last-minute tickets and took them down there and dropped them off, and now I'm back.
We went to the beach for 12 hours, and then I came back. I
believe he left them there, and he's back. I believe that's
so
what
he left his 12-year-old daughters down there?
And maybe the wife.
Yeah.
But he is back. He's saying that he just went down there to drop them off, and then other critics are saying, well, yeah, but your gigantic checked bag, probably a little excessive for an overnight stay. And I'm sure what happened, I mean, this is obviously just speculation, is that, look, if he weren't a senator, a Texas senator, this probably wouldn't matter, because I'm telling you right now, if I had the money that he does and I had an opportunity to go to Cancun during this, you think I wouldn't take it? Hell yeah, I would.
Yeah, but you're not a senator.
That's what I just, predicated by saying that. Where I'm not, then I would have no problem with this, but because he is, represents this state, and this state is going through, a crisis that we haven't seen in maybe ever, the optics look bad for him to be getting in line to get on a plane to go to Mexico.
Dude, what is he thinking? Look, I don't give a damn what party you root for, which little college football hat you're wearing when it comes to your political affiliation. You have to realize this was one of the dumbest things a senator from this state could do in a situation like this. It's horrible.
Is it?
I can't help but laugh.
No, there's some real comedy in here for a million reasons, but perhaps the favorite one right now is because the blowback happened. Like, somehow he was photographed boarding the airplane, and by morning the world got a hold of it and said, "What is this guy doing?" And
by the time he landed, I guarantee you this was all over, and he immediately started making plans to get his ass back.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And so he's had a couple quick explanations, and both of them have been
that are really funny.
Both of them have been quickly batted out to half court, right?
Yeah, he's quoted, I guess, let's see, Morning News got a hold of him, and then I think a NBC Telemundo crew got a hold of him. He says, people are going to say what they're going to say. I'm a dad and just trying to be a good dad and take care of my kids. I'm also a senator and working hard to fight for the state of Texas each and every day. I'll keep doing that. He said Thursday in Cancun, just before boarding his flight back to Houston. He told NBC Telemundo in Cancun that his daughters asked on Wednesday for a trip, suggesting a scramble to buy tickets, pack, and catch a 4:45 p.m. flight the same day. Cruz said millions of Texans have lost power, have lost heat, or have been hurt. Our family was among them. We had no heat and no power, and yesterday my daughters asked if they could take a trip with some friends, and Heidi and I agreed, so I flew down with them last night, dropped them off here, and now I'm headed back to Texas.
Like a lot of people do, drop their family off at Cancun to jet back.
Well, here's the thing. The New York Times has acquired text messages from friends
Oh, no.
And, well, first of all, you have to go back to this morning when his original claim was he was always just there to drop off family and hurry back. His reservation actually showed I believe, Saturday or Sunday return. And then got switched this morning at 6 a.m. But, of course, the people at United gave him up. And I suppose somebody...
So
let the media know that claim was full of it. And then this next one, when he got back, kind of put it on his kids. And then apparently, according to the New York Times, text messages sent from Ms. Cruz to friends and Houston neighbors on Wednesday revealed a hastily planned trip, the Wednesday one. However, the text indicates she proposed this trip on Sunday.
Okay.
And invited them to join them at the Ritz-Carlton in Cancun where they had stayed many times.
Hey, man.
And put the rates in there, and it's good security. And, of course, now they're, I guess, neighborhood friends, maybe parents of other daughters in this mix.
Gave them up.
Gave up the text to say, no, this was not planned Wednesday, and no, it was not swing down there and drop off the family and come right back.
Dude, all he had to do was wait 3 days. Just wait until Saturday or Sunday. That's all you have to do. And then, as the weather warms up and things return to a semblance of normalcy, people will forget about that. They won't care that Ted Cruz is down there. But to go... when the whole state is dying, is being crushed by the weight of a once in several lifetime storms, and you take off to Cancun, it's so stupid. And it's almost political suicide because, he wants to make a presidential run. This has never been about him being a senator. It's always been about him being president. Can you imagine how much he is going to be dragged under the bus because of this?
The thing it's almost as bad as the watchdogs of the other party that are just waiting for, and they're both guilty of it. If one party does something, then the other one's going to they can't wait to dogpile and grandstand. But I mean, seriously, look, I can't stand Ted Cruz. He is the most punchable man on the face of the planet. I can't stand what he stands for. But look, it's just a vacation. He was just going to go to Mexico. Why does this have to be such an opportunity for everybody to dogpile in politics?
Why? You know why. You don't leave.
Okay. Let me ask you this. It's not. Look, if he were a guy that worked on turbines and just left his post, I got a real problem with that. What's Ted gonna do?
That's not the point. The point is, let's ride this out together. I'm here for you. Let's figure out a way. Let's figure out, let's change the regulatory laws. Let's, grandstand and roll the sleeves up. And This is just what politics is about. And to leave when your state is freezing, and that's the other thing. To go to Cancun, you're not going to some place that you're not
Colorado.
You're not flying to Alberta. You're going to Cancun,
where it's like 83.
Yes, 85 and perfect. And there's,
I really wanted it to be Cabo though, just to fit the Romo stuff perfectly.
I know. I know.
I love.
Why can't it be Cabo?
I do love the Dems dogpiling. Here's Beto. Ted Cruz is vacationing in Cancun right now when people are literally freezing to death in the state that he was elected to represent and serve.
It's just dumb. It's not, there's nothing malicious about it, and you're right. There's no harm in it, but how dumb do you have to be to do this?
And yes, I grant you that the polarization and the sides is very tiresome. But knowing that, and if you are Ted Cruz...
and that's the thing. You're Ted Cruz already.
Do you just kind of fall on your sword as opposed to trying to wiggle out of it twice with things that are obviously proven that you are not telling the truth?
we just talked about how he kind of fell on the sword yesterday with his tweet about California's power situation that didn't hold up from last year, and saying, boy,
I got nothing.
Got nothing on this one. No excuse for this ridiculous tweet. And then just a day later, pull something like this. But I will say that, and you guys know how this works, it is just funny to watch, regardless of who does it, to watch the other side just start taking sniper shots at him. And you know, deep in your heart, you know, when these people run into one another at a hotel bar, say Beto and Cruz, run into each other, it's like, oh, hey, what's up, Beto? Hey, Ted, how's it going? Yeah, I really screwed up on that stupid Cancun trip. Yeah, you sure did. Can I buy you a shot? Absolutely, man. How you been? How's Heidi? It's that. It's just this fake grandstanding about, I cannot believe you did this during the state's crisis. The problem is, though, it's so cheap.
The problem is, though, he is Ted Cruz, and he is one of the most well-known senators out there, infamous, let's say. And he knows for a fact that 57% of the country thinks he's a laughingstock, and they're looking to take that.
Yeah,
their feelings.
He should know better.
Yes,
if he's in this game, he should know better.
Well, absolutely. And
right.
It's the game. He's got to know better.
You can definitely vacation with your family, Danny. I just think there's a rule that says not within 60 days of like a capital insurrection. So you have to wait till the 60 days passes.
Dang it.
From like January 6th. I think that's
while your state is 6 inches of ice is covering it. It was just. What's funny is, like, last night, I'm watching tennis, and I look at my phone, and, all these photos, all these cryptic Ted Cruz photos in the airport. They're like, is this him? Is this really him? No, it's not him. No, he's wearing the same mask that he wore at the inauguration, and, blah, 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 and people are trying to figure out, and then they're looking at his kids, and like, oh, that's his daughter for sure, and the wife, and all that. And I'm like,
what a beating.
And in my head, I'm thinking, as you're doing the Spreaker film, trying to figure out if it's him, if I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that, no, nobody's that dumb to do that. Because if you're a senator from Louisiana, or if you're a senator from Arkansas, or Oklahoma, or New Mexico, any of these other states that have just been, waylaid by what's been going on weather-wise in the last week, you can get away with going down there. Because no one knows who you are. And frankly, no one cares. But Ted Cruz has put himself in the middle of everything to where we all know who he is.
He's so noticeable, too.
I mean, Seth Rogen is in a perpetual Twitter fight with Ted Cruz.
And Mark Cuban. It's just so bizarre that your first inclination is to say, all right, this was a last-minute decision that our daughters came up with. And then instantly,
it's so funny to watch them wiggle their way out of it.
Your reservation was all week, sir, and here's a text message from your wife trying to coordinate this with other friends back on Sunday, and it's just like, why do you try to? I don't know. Why do you try to politic your way through it?
He's got to know the fodder that this is going to provide for Dems. It's hilarious. State Representative Gene Wu, who is a Houston Democrat, posted a photo of Ted boarding the flight for Cancun and taunted, guess which U.S. Senator from Texas flew to Cancun while the state was freezing to death?
Now the
state was freezing to death. Who's this? The co-founder of the Lincoln Project, who is going through some sexual harassment allegations himself, posts a picture of Cancun. When the going gets tough, head to Cancun, baby.
And ask for the Ritz-Carlton while you're at
it. It's so funny.
You know what's the other side of this is that, because, my wife's like, oh, we should have last week just got in the car and started driving somewhere warm. And you could have done the show, from a hotel somewhere. I'm like, no, that's such a bad look. You guys could have gone. I couldn't do that. But you always need, in situations like this at your house, someone needs to be there to be checking on pipes, to be making sure that all the faucets are dripping, to make sure that everything is buttoned up. That's the irony of these storms. You want to be as far away from them as possible, but in situations like this, when the severity is where it is, you have to be at your house. Like, you need to be there to check on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds insane, but you kind of do. And all the people that were kicked out of their house over the last couple of days because they had no power, a lot of them are coming back today seeing that pipes are completely busted and, it's
Did
awful.
you see the Michael Young, former Ranger great Michael Young tweet that he even dogpiled? He says, with school canceled for the week, my boys wanted to take a trip with friends. Wanting to be a good dad, too, I asked how those friends' families would allow such a thing and how it's completely tone deaf and explained that it's a terrible idea. I mean, God, what an idiot. What an idiot for even thinking this was a good idea.
It's wild, man.
Does he even care? I mean, I guess he does because he's lying his ass off to try to get out of it,
Danny,
right?
he cares. Because, again, this is about way more than just being a little senator from Texas.
Right.
This is about the next step. And this will be, if he ever makes it to, that place where he's sitting there and some debate is going on with whether it's him and the other Republicans in the primary or if, he makes it to the very end, this will be the first thing. They're going to crucify this guy over this. Are you going to bail on the country the same way you bailed on your state? You know what's going to happen when we're under attack? You going to leave? You just going to bail? You just going to walk away? Huh? Take your family?
What a time.
Yeah.
All right, that's Community Quick Hits. Yay!
All right, Storm Center is next.